Bloom's Taxonomy in Education. In 1956, Bloom's taxonomy was developed by a group of educational psychologists in which created a classification of levels of important behavior in learning. Dr. Benjamin Bloom's main goal was to create this model to promote higher forms of thinking in education rather than just memorizing facts. Lauren Anderson then updated the taxonomy to reflect 21st century work in the 1990s. In the update, the 6 classified levels were changed from nouns to verbs. It is one of the most widely applied educational resources throughout the world. This model has been adopted by teachers as a way to plan and organize thinking skills into 6 different levels from the most basic to the most complex. Bloom's taxonomy identified 3 levels of domains, including cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. We will be focusing on the cognitive domain in this video. This domain involves the development of knowledge and logical skills. There are 6 levels which are listed from the simplest behavior to the most complex. In this video, I will explain each level and provide a couple examples as to what each level might look like in a classroom. Remembering is the simplest behavior on the hierarchy. Remembering is the retrieval of information from memory. One way to practice remembering in the classroom would be to have students use Sticky Study Flash app for the iPad to challenge themselves to retrieve knowledge through the use of flashcards. Another example might be to use the Lecture Notes app for the iPad to help students keep track of class notes in which they can use to study for quiz, tests, and other assignments. Understanding is the ability to build meaningful connections between knowledge. To help students understand learning concepts better, a great example of what that would be is to have them use the Google app and search to find resources that will help them understand these concepts better. Also, using the iBrainstormer app would be another effective way to have students build an understanding by creating relevant connections between knowledge through concept maps. One will know when a student understands a learning concept when they can finally apply it to the real world. Next is applying, which is the process of using a concept in a new or different way that will show what has been learned. To help students apply their knowledge, use the Explain Everything app and have students apply what they have learned by creating a simple video. An alternative to creating a video would be to use the Google Drive app and have students create documents, such as reports, presentations, and data charts. Through these different forms, students will have the opportunity to use the knowledge they have gained and apply it to their lives in which they think is important. Analyzing is the breakdown of learning concepts to identify similarities and differences among them. A great activity to practice analyzing is to have students create a Poplet using the app. Students can use Poplet to break down learning concepts into a concept map in which will help them understand the organizational structure of these concepts. Also, the Numbers app is another great practice, as students can use this app to create spreadsheets of specific data they have collected, and which will then help them analyze and identify relationships among the data. Students will have the opportunity to visually see their data in an organized way that will help guide them in evaluating relationships. Next on the hierarchy is evaluating, which is the ability to make judgments about the value of learning concepts and which will guide students to select the most effective answer or solution. Evaluating is a very important level, and a great way to help students master the concept of evaluating is to have them watch YouTube videos that are relevant to what they are learning. These videos will check their understanding of a specific learning concept, and they will be able to analyze and evaluate their knowledge. Students will be able to comprehend the video and form their understanding. Also, teachers can create rubrics using the iRubric app, in which will help provide students with a way of assessing how well they are doing or learning along the way of an assignment or lesson. By providing students with rubrics, they'll be able to evaluate and make good judgments on the quality of their work. Last and the most complex level of learning is creating. Creating is the process of putting together and organizing information in a new or different way that will portray the level of understanding. To assist students in creating a product on what they have learned, Toontastic is a great app to use. With this interactive app, students can put together and organize what they have learned by creating an animation that would provide their meaning of the learning concept. By creating an animation completely from scratch, students will have to think critically and organize information in a way that they think will best express to the teacher what they have learned. Also, WordPress would be a great tool to use. Students can write blogs to show what they have learned, and which would put an emphasis on what each student individually took from the lesson to create something of their own. By having students write a reflection blog, they must think about and create an idea of their own that will tell the teacher what each student has learned. This is different than students explaining what they understood because they have to take what they learned and form the information into something new. If they create something that makes sense and is valid, it shows that they have developed a meaning behind the information to create something new and different. And those are the 6 levels of the cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. I think this is something great that every teacher should consider using in the classroom because it guides teachers and puts an emphasis on creating lesson plans, activities, and assignments that require students to think critically instead of just memorizing facts. This model is important to me as a future teacher because I want to focus on providing my students with opportunities to learn more information in which they'll be able to savor it and be able to apply it to their own lives in the future. I want to make learning fun, interactive, and meaningful to all of my students, and I think this step hierarchy is a great resource in guiding me to do so. I hope that you all found this video very informational as I encourage you to take a step closer to using this model in your own classroom. Thank you for watching.